idea kind of I there was a period in my life where I was just like this, it's gonna sound wrong. I was just around a bunch of kids for some reason. Like my friends started having kids, and I was just like getting along with them in a funny way, and they would always laugh at me with kids. So the first iteration, I was just like, "Oh, me and a kid, funny, haha," like Adam Sandler, blah blah blah. And then through the process of writing it, I went through a breakup, and that partner and I, we partied a lot together. He was in Berlin, and so I had just a lot of exposure to that scene and was just partying a lot myself and finding myself at this crossroads where like the drugs were not hitting like they used to, but you keep doing them and you're like, so they're not working and I feel horrible for a week. And so I kind of just wanted to explore that. And then as I kept writing, new things kept unfolding. And honestly, they keep unfolding. I still like learn new things about the film and myself every time I watch it. I feel like 2016 was the best year. Like right before Trump got elected, it was like heaven. And like that is kind of why I brought music into the movie instantly, because it's like we had Frank Ocean Blonde, Lemonade, Life of Pablo, Rihanna Anti. It was the Solange's album. Like it was the craziest year for music.
Yeah, it was
And then
really
like
good.
then Trump happened, and like life has been horrible ever since.
Ever since.
Like it really hasn't gotten better for a day since then. So like that summer of 2016 was just like amazing, and the parties were free and no one was on phones. And so to me, I look at that time and it kind of the opposite of triggered. I'm like I
How
find,
people look at the 60s, they're like, it was the better
yeah,
time.
no, literally. And I think there is this weird new fascination with 2016. I don't know if you saw these like viral memes, but like everyone is kind of obsessing about 2016 right now.
Before Trump.
Yes.
We'd met before, we'd met at parties, and I really loved his work, and I loved everything I knew about him, and we just kind of instantly connected. And I think I was going through a transitional period of like, I don't want to do anything I really don't, like I don't want to do anything I don't care about with everything I have. I think I come off the back of doing like a play, and I was just so enveloped in that. And John was like, I would love you to play this role. Can I send you the script? And I read it, and I was like, I felt him, but a side of him I didn't know, like so much of his heart and understanding of characters and depth, and not that you're not deep, but in the world and the environment. And I was just so in love with this script. I don't think I've ever read a script like that and felt so enamored by it and felt the gravity of it, but also the levity at the same time. It captures so many sides of that. And yeah, I mean, Sophie, to me, it's a real stretch playing a neurotic drug addict. But, it's really, I think she's a really interesting part in this. We all know a Sophie, let's say.
Yeah.
We've all known a Sophie. And I think, she's going through a rough time of it. And I think something about that, like, it's also a story of like someone who's like such, like Jordan's character is the life of the movie and the life of the party, and you have that friend who's like doesn't have that same pizzazz but is going to try and benefit off of it. But obviously it all comes down to just like their friendship. But I think her part in the movie is just also her finding her own way and making huge mistakes and cutting away people that come close to her. What was it? Yeah, cocaine loses.
Yeah.
You lose empathy when you do
Yeah.
cocaine.
The coke girls lose their goddamn empathy.
Yeah.
But we also talked about and I really actually both of them, like when I met them, like before they said yes to doing it, we had long conversations about the characters, and then I kind of went and rewrote a lot of their stuff based on our conversations, and they just both had such smart ideas. And like with Sophie in particular, we talked about like that girl that like she is the best friend of the gay guy in high school, and like what happens to like the fag hag as the gays start to just go all fuck each other, and like she's left alone, and like just feeling excluded from the party, and like hasn't set up an adult like straight life for herself. and so it's kind of just lost at sea and
Lost in the
like,
sauce.
Yeah, I think also like I loved like there's like a detail in the scene in her apartment where she's like keeps like texting. You don't like even know why she's texting or what that's about. And I just like the idea that she's like always in these like toxic situationships and just like always with the wrong guy and like just like kind of just like a mess.
It was a stretch in the sense, I think, I wanted to play Sophie quite anally retentive. Like she hadn't maybe had good sex ever. So everything she does is just quite like tight-lipped and like, even though she's high or whatever, she's just never really like, you know, just fine. Even when she's dancing, which in those moments I was like trying to be the most free I possibly could, she's still thinking about someone watching her. And it's all about that in the moment. So in that sense, yes. And also, getting to the place, I never try and hurt anyone. I probably hurt myself, so that affects other people more so. But like, doing something to get to that point is really rough. So that was honestly that was one of the first scenes we did. Is when I come and I'm like, you know, I've made obviously a huge mistake, and that was really tricky. I felt so crazy after that. It was just really interesting. I was like,
you were in a place.
Yeah, I was in a place.
I was like, okay, because it was our first day shooting. I was like, okay, this is we're no, but she's so amazing in that scene. And I was like, oh my god, I can like instantly breathe because she's just like it's so chaotic but so real and feels so sorry, but it's so out of touch. Like so her being like, I'm gonna go to Rio.
And I'm like, shut up.
like, not the time, girl.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It's all about the looks, no? It's how you look at the other, your partner, you know? But Jordan has this superpower, I really think so. You create this environment, and through all our conversations and being on set and going in New York, we were shooting in New York and I was there and we party and we became friends. But he creates this space when you're like able to play and you feel safe, which is really important. And I do think you have to fall in love for real in the movie, in every movie, in every character. And I think we fell in love.
I had a crush for sure.
And we always try to.
I'm so jealous.
But I still have this doubt. In the beginning, when we were talking about it, maybe Oscar and Peter, they don't ended up together. But now that I watch the movie, I think they should end up. So they should.
In my original idea, like I didn't want it to be wrapped up so neatly, and so I thought they might have not ended up together, but then
that would have been I would have been so
but
angry.
even just like they're still end up together, but there's like an inkling that something is like maybe not perfect. But I then watching the footage, I'm like, there's so and his support in the last scene on the bed is is like one of my favorite performances of yours, and you don't even say anything.
Yeah,
because like you're just like the way you touched me, and like you just like feel
good cry or bad cry.
Yeah.
And also the time it takes for you to touch him because you want him to have that moment. You're clearly awake. Oh, it's just that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But also in the beginning, the idea of these people that just comes to your life, just for a moment, right? A really specific and important moment, and is with you just in that moment, right? And it's really like transitional or like really, 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 how like you get to a more mature point or something like that. That kind of idea, it was really important for me to build Oscar. Like, if they don't end up together, it is a moment in their life that they needed each other. Because Oscar also sees in Peter something, like, Peter is so joyful, and you are so fucking funny. And I really like the idea of when you do a supporting character, you know, like a small role in a movie, to really bring the movie, so like to help the other character to shine. Because it's all about you and Reggie. And the chemistry between you and the kid. I watched the movie yesterday, and I cried
for the first time
whole
yesterday.
movie. And you have this superpower also, like make me cry and laugh at the same time.
I know.
That's amazing.